So, hello guys! Ako ang inyong presenter, Jarrell S. Labgen, and we will be presenting about software testing and quality assurance. Kaya, tayo! So first, what is software testing? For a simple explanation, testing is the process of establishing confidence that a program or system does what it's supposed to do. So for example, is a tire here. Gusto natin ang gulong ng ating sasakyan ay gumulong parang ganyan. Hindi tayo bumili ng gulong para tumalbo. So, nandirito ang software testing, ang kanyang ginagampanan ay para ma-ensure na ang ating mga binibiling bagay or gamit. So for this report sa software natin ay magawa ang kinakailangan niyang gawin. So in our messaging apps, meron ditong dictionary. Or meron dito yung nag-auto-correct. Gusto natin na message natin ay ini-input natin. Then suddenly, i-correct ng autocorrect sa ating messaging app. And accidentally, na-send natin yung message natin. That is what we trying to stop here in software testing. Parang ganun. So, there are different processes in software testing. First one is quality control. Then, testing standards, testing methods, strategy, test criteria, and tools. Later on, madadaanan natin lahat ng ito, guys. So, next one. And in software testing, it is not only finding the defect in the software. It is the completely dedicated discipline of evaluating the quality of software. Kaya kanina guys, nabasa natin yung quality control. Dito hindi lamang kinokorek lahat ng mali ng isang software. Dito rin ine-evaluate yung quality ng isang software. For example guys, bibili tayo ng gamit sa ating bahay. Dito sa testing or merong quality control na tinatawag ang ating mga gamit. Kahit anong mga gamit pa yan. Dito dumadaan din sila sa evaluation just like the software testing. So, sino nga ba ang mga gumagawa ng software testing or who does the testing? So first one ay ang ating software tester. Merong dedicated na software tester in the team of creating the software. So the next tester will be the software developer itself. Then goes the project manager. These three are helping together for testing the software that they created. And this team will help together to build the software. And meron pang last na tester, which is the end user or tayo na mga gagamit ng software na ginagawa nitong group of people. So, we are also capable of testing what they are doing. Kasi tayo naman ang gagamit ng kanilang ginagawa. So the big question is testing important? The answer for me is yes. Why? This is a simple explanation from me. Kasi sa software testing pa lang or sa kahit anong testing ng mga gamit, makikita na ang mga defects and errors na doon pa lang sa factory o doon pa lang sa room na pinaggagawaan ng mga bagay ay pwede nang itama itong mga gumagawa nito. So, dito sa atin naman, sa software o mga program, pwede na nilang maalis na agad yung mga bugs, yung mga defects ng kanilang mga program para ready to use na sa ating mga user or sa ating mga client. So, that's why testing is important for me. Punta na tayo dito guys. The 7 principle of software testing. Merong 7 principle in software testing. Ano yung una? In software testing, testing shows presence of defects. This can show defects are present, but cannot prove that there are no defects. Even after testing the application or product thoroughly, we cannot say the product is 100% defect-free. So, sa software testing now guys, there is always an error. Next one, exhaustive testing is impossible. Testing everything, including all combinations of inputs and preconditions, is not possible. So, instead of doing the exhaustive testing, we can use risk and priorities to focus testing efforts. What is the third one? Early testing. In the software development lifecycle, testing activities should start as early as possible and should be focused on defined objectives. Fourth one is the defect clustering. A small number of modules contains most of the defects discovered during pre-release or shows the most operational failures. Kaya dito guys, kadalasan makikita natin sa mga game natin na nade-develop ng mga developers ay lumalabas yung beta version ng kanilang mga program. In this state, malalaman ng mga developer kung ano pa ang dapat i-improve or ano pa ang dapat baguhin sa kanilang program and software. Next one is pesticide paradox. If the same kinds of tests are repeated again and again, eventually the same set of test cases will no longer be able to find any new bugs to overcome this pesticide paradox. Fifth one is testing is context depending. Testing is basically context dependent. Different kinds of sites are tested differently. For example is safety critical software is tested differently from an e-commerce site. For example, magkaiba ang model ng sasakyan ninyong magkaibigan. Siyempre, magkaiba din ang testing na ginawa diyan. That's why testing is context depending. Lastly is absence of errors policy. If the system build is unusable and does not fulfill the user's needs and expectation, then finding and fixing the defects thus means absence or error. So, these are the 7 principles of software testing. Punta na tayo sa next one, guys. The fundamental of software testing. Here in the fundamentals of software testing, meron tayong 5 stages ng fundamentals of software testing. First one is test planning and control. Next is test analysis and design, test implementation and execution, evaluating exit criteria and reporting, and the last one is test closure activities. Ito ang mga fundamentals whenever we are having a software testing. So these are the test processes. These are the fundamental test processes of these 5. So when you go through all that and see an error, you will return and fix and repeat again. So that is the cycle of the fundamentals of software testing. Next guys, ito, testing, quality assurance, and quality control. Let's note their similarities and differences sa isa't isa. So we have a table here. First, in testing, this includes activities that ensure the identification of bugs, defects in a software, which are also similar to other, but there are other description that describes quality assurance and quality control. Sa quality assurance, this ensure the implementation of processes, procedures, and standards in context to verification of developed software and intended requirements. Si quality assurance, meron siyang sinusunod na processes, procedures, and standards in context to verification. Sa quality control naman, it ensure the verification of a developed software with respect to documented requirements. Dokumentado si quality control. Si quality assurance, may sinusunod or may ini-implement na processes, procedures, and standards in context verification. While si testing, it identifies the bugs and defects. That is their first differences. Next one, si testing focuses on actual testing lang, while si quality assurance focuses on processes and procedures rather than conducting actual testing on the system. Sabi ko nga kanina, ini-implement ni quality assurance ang processes and procedures than conducting actual testing. Si quality control naman also focuses on actual testing, pero ine-execute ang software with an aim to identify bug defect through implementation of procedures and processes. Parehas nga lang sila ng testing, sabi ko nga kanina. Pero si quality control, merong documented requirements. Next, si testing, product-oriented activities. While si quality assurance, process-oriented activities. And quality control and testing are the same, product-oriented activities. And these are their difference. And parehas naman sila ni testing at quality assurance na preventive. Pero si testing, process, si quality assurance, may preventive activities na ginagawa. Si quality control naman, corrective process. And lastly, si testing ay subset ni quality control. Si quality assurance naman is a subset of software test life cycle. While si quality control, it is considered as a subset of quality assurance. So they are connected to each other. Walang pagkakalayo-layo, guys. And next one, ISO standards for software testing. Makikita natin kadalasan guys sa mga building merong ISO standards or ISO certified. Sa mga commercials, merong ISO certified. Meron din naman sa mga software testing natin or sa mga program natin. Once na nakita natin ang mga ito, ay sa susunod, alam na natin kung ano ang meaning ng mga bagay-bagay ito na nakikita natin. Ito ang mga ISO standards in software testing. So these are the 7 ISO standards. So when we can see everything, so the next time na makita natin itong mga ito, alam na natin na these are ISO standards for software testing. Okay guys? Tungo naman na tayo sa types of testing. There are 2 types. First, the manual testing. So in manual testing manually uses no tools. What's the meaning of this? Ibig sabihin, yung tao lamang or manually tinetest ang software without using any automated tool or any script. Dito, ang tester ay nagte-take over sa role ng isang client or ng end user at tinetest ang software to identify different behaviors of the program and to identify the bugs. These are the stages of manual testing. First is unit testing. Next is integration testing, system testing, user acceptance testing. Balik tayo. And that are the 4 stages when testing manually. While si automation testing naman, tester write scripts and use another software to test the product. That is the explanation of automation testing. Or, gumagawa siya ng panibagong program or panibagong software na magte-test sa software na nagawa niya. Software to software testing siya. Kundi yung gagawa lang ng script ng panibagong software na magte-test ng software na nagawa nila to produce in the market na magagamit ng mga user. So that are the 2 types of testing. Meron naman tayong mga software testing tools. Ito pa, dagdag sa automation testing to retest the scenarios that perform in manual testing. Si manual testing, hindi. Pag nakapasa siya sa manual testing, hindi ibig sabihin na i-release na siya agad. Dadaan pa ulit siya dito sa automation testing. So magkasunod lamang yan na gagawin. When considering the types of testing, wala tayong pagpipilian, dadaanan yan ng ating software. So these are the software testing tools na magagamit natin when we are using automation testing sa ating software. Merong HP Quick Test Professional, Selenium, IBM Rational Function Tester, Self-Test, Test Complete, Testing Anywhere, WinRunner, LoadRunner, Visual Studio Test Professional, and WATIR or WAT. So these are the software testing tools or mga program na pwedeng mag-test sa ating mga software. And what are the testing methods? in software testing. First type is the white box testing. Second one is the black box testing. And third one is the non-functional testing. Ito na yung mga steps na sinusunod when we are considering software testing. First, sa white box testing, these are the methods that being followed or used in white box testing. My first one is unit testing, and next one is the structural testing. There are only 2 steps when considering white box as a testing method. Next, sa black box testing. Meron niyang functional testing, integration testing, system testing, usability testing, compatibility, configuration, and concurrency testing. Ito ang mga testing methods na dadaanan ng iyong software when considering black box as a method of testing our software. And lastly, the non-functional testing. In non-functional testing method, ito ang mga dadaanan niyang steps. Merong security, automation, performance, load, stress, volume, and recovery testing. So these are the 3 types of testing methods, and these are their steps when considering these methods of testing. So, ang pinaka-last when we are in our software testing is the documentation. Yan ang pinaka-last na gagawin. Included dyan yung test plan, test scenario, test case, traceability matrix na ating ginawa. To record or para maipakita na ang ating program or software ay dumaan sa software testing. So, that is a yan ang mga dinadaanang part ng ating program or software. Hindi basta gawin and publish na agad. Meron din mga sinusunod na standards and different procedures when we are creating a program to ensure the quality, to ensure na magagamit ito ng ating mga end user and clients. Magtungo na tayo sa susunod na slides. So these are the skills required for a software tester. So merong normal na tao, and these are his needed attributes to become a good software tester. First is his verbal and written communication. And next one is his technical skills in developing a software. Third is his passion. Kung gusto mo ang ginagawa mo, magiging laro lamang ito para sa iyo. Ngunit kung napipilitan ka lang sa ginagawa mo, malamang hindi ito ang dapat para sa iyo. Yun ang kadalasang naririnig ko sa mga nakatatanda sa akin. Next one is analytical skills. Bakit? This will help break up a complex software system into smaller units to gain a better understanding and created corresponding test cases. Paano ka magiging good sa iyong job kung hindi ka marunong mag-analyze ng mga bagay? Kaya, kailangan din when becoming a good software tester, kinakailangan niya rin ng skills of being a good or sharp analytical skills. Next is his attitude. Just like the passion, kailangan yung attitude mo towards in your main goal to become a good software tester. You need to have a good attitude. And lastly, it's productivity. When creating a program, it takes so much time to create one. I haven't created one yet, but what I've seen to the elders that are programming right now, it burns a lot of time to create one. So, kailangan in becoming a good software tester, you need these 6 attributes so that magamit ito to become a good software tester. Ito rin naman ang mga accepted academic backgrounds or na pag-aralan to be qualified as a software tester. You should be in computer science, BTech, BE, MCA, BCA, BSc computers, or basically, you should be in computer science. Pero, paano sir? Kaya ko naman, capable naman ako to become a software tester, pero hindi ako nakapag-take ng computer science. Ano po ang gagawin ko? So, there is still other way or one way to become a software tester. There is a software testing certifications like ISTQB and CSTE that will help you learn software development or test lifecycle and other testing methodologies. So, ito ang paraan upang makapasok sa industry ng software testing or quality assurance in software. So these are the career options natin when we are in the software testing industry. Meron diyang analyst, test engineer, and test analyst that can go up to other jobs or other areas of software testing. So, hindi lamang iisa ang trabaho ng software tester. Kapag nakapasok ka na, software tester na ako. No. There are different positions in being a software tester. So, there is a lot of slot for everyone to take opportunity in this career option. Pag narinig mo software tester, pang isang tao lang yan, kayang gawin. No. Software testing is including a group of people that decide or plan to make ideas as one. So these are the jobs of a tester. So, ito yung tanong. Magkano ba ang nagiging salary ng isang software tester? A software tester earns an average salary of $55,334 per year. Most people with this job move on to other positions after 20 years in this career. So, sa USA ito guys it's average pa lang. Its average salary marks up to $55,000 per year. So if you multiply this in peso, nasa halos milyon ang salary mo per year if you grab this job. And most people daw ay lumilipat ng positions after 20 years. And the highest paying skills is associated with this job, ASP.NET and .NET, which are I think developed by Microsoft, or I don't know, but these are the average salary of a software tester in USA. And the last one is the career path of a tester. First one, you become a test executor. Then, when you achieve better than that, you can be a test designer. Then, tumagal-tagal ka na, nagkauban ka na, you can be a senior tester. Tapos, ng problema ka ulit, napaanot ka na, you can be a technical tester. And after all the paghihirap, the grind, the 24 hours na cannot sleep, to achieve your goal, you can be a test manager. And you can achieve the goal that you want na 55,000 yearly salary. $55,000 na yearly salary. So, sinasabi ko ba na lahat tayo maging tester na? No. What I'm trying to say is achieve your goal in your chosen career path. Don't underestimate yourself. Kung ngayon wala kang magagawa kasi maliit ka lang na tao, pinapahiya ka, don't lose hope. There are always a way you can find para ma-achieve ang goal na ginugusto mo. Mahirap ba? Oo, mahirap. Pero, in the end of a rainbow, there is always good happening. So, thank you guys sa pakikinig. That is my presentation about software testing and quality assurance. Maraming salamat. Sana po nag-enjoy kayo sa pakikinig. And next time, see you again in Naku.